Today, our cool little doctor is ready to care for more patients with a lot of affection, love, and attention. And do you remember that in the last video, it ended with him fixing Big Mouth's teeth? With that, she said she wouldn't eat him, and he thanked her, and even gained 40 trust points. At this moment, he offers her an oral care service. She wants to know what that is, and he explains that it's just a long-term service to ensure the health of the teeth. The big monster is a bit confused, but he offers a free trial to let her see what it's like. He immediately jumps into her mouth, activating the cleaning mission. He goes in and starts removing lots of corpse remains and everything that's extra in her mouth. He manages to collect a bunch of human remains. Meanwhile, he's got a black bucket on the floor, and she asks, "What is that, sir?" He says, "It's a black slime." It will sterilize her entire mouth and leave a very refreshing breath. She's like, "Ah, okay, amazing," and already opens her big mouth wide. Our guy gained another 20 favorability points. Then he hops right in and starts scrubbing everything, and she's pretty happy. I thought there was going to be some trick to this thing. He tells her to hold the bucket there to help out and just keeps cleaning. Another 20 favorability points. He asks, "How are you feeling?" She's all happy there with her shining teeth. Another 50 favorability points, and she's already loving it. He then says, "Are you satisfied with this service?" The monster says that she is. "How about you become a lifetime member of our clinic?" She agrees. He says, "Okay, what's your name so I can create your record? Next time you come, you'll receive a special gift and a membership card." The creature doesn't know what a name means. He explains, "It's what other creatures call you." She says, "Nameless." He asks, "Do you want me to give you a name? How about Shal Shah?" The creature accepts the name. She gives him a few licks as a thank you, and he gains a title, Root Namer. You are the first human in the history of this world to give a root creature a name. With that, he gains some more affinities and the ability to remove curses. She takes him back home and goes off all happy. Our boy is shaking and falls behind the door. Phew, good thing I have a strong mindset, or I wouldn't have been able to survive the night. Back in the store, he opens the system. He has 8 points to spend, and now in the introduction, it says that he is someone who has already caused fear and pain in a poor demon hunter. Our protagonist knows what to do with the attributes. Strength and agility aren't going to be useful for now. He won't get strong enough to fight against these creatures. Intelligence is also not very important, since he can analyze situations with the system. With that, he invests more in Constitution. The important thing is to stay alive. Then he checks out the skill he received, Limited Curse Removal. Cleanses a curse for 24 hours. It can only be used on one target at a time and has a 12-hour cooldown. Our guy, "Wait, if I use this curse remove around the pistol, it's basically going to become a legendary weapon." Curse removal. Boom! You've removed the curse from the pistol. Cooldown, 12 hours. Let's check out my power. He fires some shots at the bottle but misses everything. Ah, lying system, where is it? The curse is still here. The system says it's because your proficiency with weapons is 0. Ah, crap, it was for nothing. If that's the case, he'll need to practice. So he sets up a bottle on the window. He shoots, gains some experience, but realizes you can't get good overnight. But when he misses again, he hears a loud scream. "Whoa, what happened outside?" Someone yells, "Who is the son of a gun who ambushed me?" The system notifies, "You hit a level 75 creature, the feeder of the night corruption." He goes to the windows and starts nailing some planks. Phew, done. Hides everything, then heads back to his room. The guy outside is shouting, "Where's the one who did it?" "Where?" He just goes into bed, shaking all over. Our guy manages to sleep and wakes up the next day, earning 500 coins for surviving the night. The system says that for a first day, it was incredible. Killed a monster, wounded a monster, psychologically traumatized various patients, and still woke up with a feeling of prosperity and tranquility. With that, he reached level 6 and unlocked the system shop. Our protagonist thinks, "My God, so many things from the system as soon as I wake up." The system sends another message. When you reach level 10, you'll be able to change professions. Keep an eye out. At this point, our guy sees some tentacles coming out of his bed, so he instantly starts shooting, even gains proficiency. But it was just a little girl, all cute but with those evil tentacles. Having been scared, his fear of that creature increases by 20. He thinks, "No wonder I felt someone climbing over my body." I'm curious about how much this creature grew overnight. The thing is already at level 10. The system then tells him that since he reached 1321 fear points and 200 taming points, he's earned a mission, the growth of the child's spirit. He can now influence the development of this creature. Our guy is like, "Man, do I have to take care of this and develop it too? Why can't it just develop on its own?" However, realizing that fear was the reason it didn't attack him, our protagonist figures that he needs to instill as much fear as possible so it doesn't want to kill him. Poor thing, it's all cute there in his hand, but let's start. He begins to stretch her out. "It's time for your daily adjustment." "Without my consent, you made all these weird tentacles." Her fear just keeps increasing. Man, wow, he even put the tentacles in the poor thing's mouth. "Let Uncle Lin fix you up again." Boom, back to being a little girl. Wow, he even added some little tails there. Dude, how did he do that? The system says, this new form will have a huge impact on her development. Our guy is all proud. Just with the tentacle fabric, I managed to create these little ears. She turned out to be very cute. He tells her, "Keep this form and don't use those tentacles again." The system says he's completed the preliminary phase. However, now he needs to make adjustments to her personality. Our guy cracks a little smile. Hee, let me give you a good education. Then he makes another adjustment, this time to her cerebellum, it seems, and he sets her personality direction, sweet, obedient, and murderous. What's that, kid? Why the murderer at the end? Psychological characteristics, virtuous, cute, and morbid. Growth direction, adorable sweet girl, also cute girl who spreads disaster and death everywhere as an evil spirit. Why does he always make the third aspect something terrifying? He even says, "System, can I tweak things a bit?" It's still kind of half-baked, right? The system says that in this first stage, he can't. Only 2 adjustments were allowed. Our guy pets her and says, he'll remove the negative parts later. Then she'll be a perfect little girl. But for now, that's what we've got, right? Time to open the shop. The little girl goes to sleep after all that process. He practices his aim, cleans up the place, and puts the candle outside. He sits in the chair to open the system shop, already thinking, the system's things are going to be amazing. The guy wants to buy clothes for the girl, maybe a 9-tailed fox and a big shield. In the system, he has slime mucus, a charm that attracts money, baby diapers, a growth elixir, magical meat blocks, and a succubus's enchanting perfume. Our guy doesn't seem to like it. What the heck is this? System, refresh this. I want new items. The system says that function is not yet available. Be patient. At 5:08, the items change. Well, out of all this, at least he's going to buy the toxic slime. It could be used to make some potions in the future. But then he sees the unlucky cat that also brings money. He thinks, well, I'm a very lucky guy, right? I guess I'll buy it then. There goes 200 coins for the big cat that appears in the store. He looks at the diaper, checks on the little girl. Well, maybe I need to use this here. Buy it too. Man, for someone who didn't like the store, he's buying everything. Seeing the growth elixir that helps wounds heal, he thinks, yeah, this will help me a lot. Finally, something decent. Buy that too. Man, he's unstoppable. Today is the day the supplier comes to restock, so he's going to replenish all his stock. At that moment, the butcher lady enters the store with the same question as always. Young man, do you have something useless to give to this old lady? The system assigns the mission, and he brings out a bag of things he received yesterday. The old lady even asks, Boy, do you have all this to give to me? He says, Yes, ma'am. I can put it in the cart for you. She thanks him once again. He completes the mission. However, the butcher lady senses the aura of a root-level creature inside the bag and is quite impressed. He tells her that yesterday he had to deal with a root-level creature, and this was inside her mouth. The butcher lady. Boy, you dealt with a root-level monster and took something out of her mouth? Aren't you afraid of dying? I thought this human guy was ordinary, didn't expect him to be so crazy. Lynn asked her, Afraid of what? I was just serving the customers of our store. No matter who comes in, I treat everyone equally. The old lady says he's very brave. Last night, 3 abyssal root-level creatures were here, along with the demon hunter. The old lady advises him not to get in touch with any of them, and she's impressed with our guy. She tells him that in the 3 nearby villages, all the people were killed by those monsters. The protagonist says he served a demon hunter yesterday. She says, maybe that's why he didn't go attack the Valley of Souls. Lynn replies, I don't think that's the case. He was a pretty cute guy. I'd say it's impossible for him to be cruel. The old lady is puzzled. Cute? How do you find that guy cute? Our protagonist responds, he was quite friendly, to be honest. The butcher lady is impressed by him, and he gains more reputation. She looks down, thinking, as expected, there are no normal existences in this dark world, especially those who seem to be normal. She says, Young man, the items you gave me are very valuable. I won't be able to digest them for a while, and this thing here that I picked up is quite useful. You can have it. Wow, what's this? The heart? Our guy loses 10 sanity points. Heart of a faceless demon. Cursed object. Can be connected to the heart of a target. However, it requires a lot of fresh blood to work. The old lady says, if you want someone to die, just think about them with this heart and use your most vicious methods. Boy, you will be able to reap much joy. Lynn knows there's nothing ordinary that this old lady brings. Just by the description, I know it's a lethal weapon. She then leaves. At this time, the carriage salesman arrives, and he exchanges some items. He enters the store, throws the bag on the floor, and someone immediately knocks on the door. When he goes to see who it is, he gets scared. It's a girl with a juicy big heart, and he says, Welcome to our store. She says she's impressed. The boss's business is going this well. The system says, bloodthirsty spirit. She will suck you dry little by little. I personally would take that risk. A conglomerate of evil things walking in this world of darkness. Never be drawn to her wonderful figure, or what awaits you is a nightmare. Lynn asks, May I know what's making you uncomfortable, or what treatment do you need? She says there's nothing uncomfortable. She moved nearby and came to visit the neighbors. He's not going to refuse the visit, right? Oh, welcome. Of course. There are some rare creatures that don't have a level, and against them, the soul lamp is useless. He tells her to sit there, and she thanks him. The guy knows if she really has ill intentions, he's done anyways, so it's better just to try making a friendship. The system gives a mission. Survive for 30 minutes. Keep your sanity above 0, and her malice towards you cannot reach 100%. The protagonist, survive? It's the same mission as yesterday. Is this woman in front of me a root-level monster? The girl points to him. Boss, you don't seem to be a native of this place. Aren't you afraid of being eaten by an unfriendly customer? As 10 sanity right away. There's silence. He says, I am somewhat afraid, but the job of a doctor is to save lives. If someone is my patient, I will take care of that person. This is my principle. She stands up. Very interesting, but what if someone isn't your patient? The voluptuous monster comes closer to the side. He asks, what do you mean by not a patient? She whispers in his ear, like, what if I'm here to eat you and drink all fluids in your body? The crisis went to 61, but Lynn has a stoic expression and tells her, impossible, sister. You're too beautiful, and your outer beauty surely reflects your inner beauty. For a girl as elegantly poised as you, even a meal must be worthy and graceful, like that of a noble. She steps aside, saying he knows how to talk. Phew, the crisis decreased a bit. She sits in the chair. Do you really think I'm beautiful? Lynn says, of course. Then she opens her monster mouth, and now giant worms came out of it. 30 sanity less. Yikes. She's moving closer. I'm beautiful? I'm beautiful? The crisis is at 81, 85, 90. She's coming closer. Well, aren't you going to say anything? 99 crisis. Lynn could only think of one way to break her evil character, and that was kissing her. He even swallowed the worms and got out of breath. Everything's slobbery and sloppy. The poor thing is agape with her mouth open. She wants to know what that was. Phew, the crisis dropped to 50. Lynn says, sorry, your sudden change made me want to kiss you. Forgive me, I was rude. It's just that you really fit the type of aesthetic I appreciate. She's flabbergasted. The type of aesthetic? He says, yes, I've always liked girls with good dental hygiene and beautiful tentacles in the mouth, especially sticky and gummy ones like yours. To my eyes, it's an existence comparable to the moonlight. The poor thing is confused. Something's wrong with this guy. He remained very calm upon seeing my appearance and is still saying that he's strange. She's covering her tentacles all shy. Our guy is confused. What's up? What's wrong with you, big sis? She flashes some sharp teeth. Didn't you say you like people with good oral hygiene? For Lynn, things are only getting worse. The crisis hit 70. He comes close to look at the teeth. Sister, you're wonderful, but there can't be any flaws in your oral hygiene. Let me give you gentle oral care. What's that, buddy? She's also taken aback. Next scene, she's looking at herself in the mirror, and he asks, what do you think? Is your breath fresher? She's just looking at herself, not saying anything. He comes over, touches her shoulder. Beautiful, isn't it? She's startled. What's happening? He asks, what's up? Are you satisfied with my service? She says, it's okay. But inside, she's all lost. What's happening? Where is this going? This guy? What kind of human is he? Normally, he should be screaming in terror and then try to run away, and afterwards pee himself. But actually, he wasn't scared at all. He even got excited and wanted to take care of my mouth. She scowls. You know what? Let's stop this small talk. I'm here for business. She asks, did you perform surgery on a pig head yesterday? The crisis jumps back to 70. Yes, I did. What's the problem? He immediately thinks, oh no, disaster. She's not here for revenge, is she? She says, you operated on him and took a child out of his belly, right? Our guy remembers that weird thing. H, may I ask who you are? She says, she's the mother of the child. turning into a monstrous thing again. She's already grabbing our guy. He tells her, "Hey, calm down, beautiful girl. I just want to know why you were interested in that demon pig, and even if you were, what is your relation with his child? The pig even told me that it all started a month ago." The monstrous woman says, "Unfortunately, that little ghost was a part of me that fell off." He looks. "Lady, why are you here then?" She says, "Of course, I'm here to take back my child." She must have turned into a monstrous creature, hasn't she? I'm dying to see murder, malice, resentment. My child possesses all these qualities that I have. Surely she will become an incredible calamity and bring nightmares to everyone. Oh dear, how do I explain this right? 91 crisis. Thinking, oh crap, if she sees the current state of that child, she's going to kill me. All cute, miss. Wait a moment. Are you sure this child is yours? For you to take her, the pighead will have to come here and give his testimony in person. She says, "Testimony? All right, I'll tell him to give you a testimony." Then she opens her mouth. She's going to pull him out from her insides there, right? Yep, that's exactly it. His skull just dropped to the floor. Lynn is in horror. The pighead is gone. He was devoured by this woman. 40 less sanity. She's already circling him. Now hand over my child, and then I will consider sparing your life. Lynn responds, "I will hand over your child. I indeed will. It's just that she might have some minor differences from what you're imagining." She hears a child's voice from the side and immediately runs towards it. "It's my child!" I want to see what she has become. Lynn says, "Please stop. Don't look at her now." She keeps running. She must be a perfect distortion, the purest malice, a creature that conveys all cruelty in this world. I want to see her. But when she arrives, Liv's the child is all cute. She's all radiant. She looks at her and smiles. The bloodthirsty girl turns to Lynn. "Who is she?" Lynn says, "She's the baby I took from the pighead's belly yesterday." "Isn't she cute?" The devilish woman is baffled. "Wait, take a look." "Impossible. I don't believe it. This can't be my daughter." She pulls a tentacle out of her head and throws it on the ground, which starts wrapping around the child's leg, and the girl gets all scared, but the tentacle kind of starts becoming part of her body. And then she knows, it's my daughter. How did my daughter turn out like this? The protagonist is also pretending to be dumbfounded. Wow, what happened to her? The system notifies that he had completed the child-raising part 1, and her worldview was adjusted according to his intentions. However, the current creature completely contradicts the mother's expectations, shaking her mental state. At this moment, she has a taming level of 351 and a malice level of 591. Our guy finds it interesting. What are these new levels? He makes a face, signals for attention. She stands up in shock, turns left. She follows. Hee, good girl. It seems the taming level helps a lot. The only problem is that for the patient, this might not be very good. I need to find a way to satisfy her. The protagonist picks the little girl up. Hee, miss, she really is a very healthy daughter. She looks just like you. If you're sure she's your child, you can adopt her at any time. Go on, little girl. Call your mommy. She goes, Mommy. The demon is in shock there, but the little girl goes and gives her a kiss on the cheek. Her sanity drops. Disaster. Impossible. How is this my daughter? I am the aggregation of all evil entities, a spirit of pure malice and hatred. My daughter, at the least, should be as monstrous as I am. But look at her. She's so pure. This purity in her eyes is terrifying. Ah, terrifying. She thinks the look of the child is fake. Wait, a disguise, isn't it? This is just a disguise. Just as I become a wonderful woman to seduce my prey, you must be doing the same, right? Beneath this, there must be an evil creature with a twisted soul. But the child is all cute there, patting her head, loses 20 sanity again. The poor thing is collapsing. Ah, patient, what happened? But she's already fallen to the ground. Is she devastated? She speaks of a twisted soul fragment. She was supposed to be a corrupted existence. How is this possible? Our protagonist asks, Miss, are you okay? Angrily, she replies, It was you, wasn't it? What did you do? The crisis instantly went to 91. The creature unleashed a devilish fury. But our protagonist is no fool, places the adorable little child right in front of her. She stops, face to face, and gets a little lick. The poor ghost is baffled. You child, don't come closer. But he's just holding her there, man. She gets closer and the crisis drops. Ah, the blonde-red ghost wants to flee the store. The system gives a mission. Make the malevolent mother accept that the child is her daughter while eliminating all her hostility towards you. My God, but the system loves to give me some strange missions. But eliminating her hostility depends only on this child. He says to her, Take a look at this beautiful little girl. She's so healthy. I think you should be happy. The monster replies, Let me ask you something. If your child was born as a creature, would you be happy? He responds, Shouldn't I be happy? She thinks, Ah, damn, doubt. I almost forgot. He's a pervert that got excited even with a monster like me. Of course he would be happy if he had a creature child. She now, with that terrible horse face, says, All right, but what if you had a girl with her appearance? Huh, would you still be happy? Our protagonist asks, My daughter with this appearance? So cute? I would be even happier. She asked, lost. What kind of disaster are you? Happy with a monster? Happy with a cute child? This doesn't make sense. But enough of this talk. You turned my daughter into this thing, didn't you? I won't forgive you. Lynn interrupts her and says, Let's put this aside for a moment, okay? Let me ask you, would you really be happier if your child turned into a corrupted spirit covered in tentacles? Would you really want a malicious existence that would attack you at first sight? Or would you prefer this sensitive and obedient child who sweetly calls you Mommy? The little girl says, Mommy. She even blushed, and Lynn gained another 2 comfort points. Then he says, In truth, deep down in your heart, you always wanted a child of pure appearance, didn't you? However, you are a malevolent creature, bound by the traditions and beliefs of your race, and you never wanted to admit that. She cuts him. Enough of this. You're talking nonsense. Comes to hit him, but he puts the child in front of her again. The little girl was all happy and smiles. With that, the poor ghosts already fell to the ground. Lynn thought, I know how to deal with her. All radiant, he says, I'm sure that in your heart, what I'm saying makes sense, doesn't it? She tells him, Enough of this. You've been talking nonsense for too long. I'm not looking for anything pure. But Lynn interrupts, You can't hide it, madam. Haven't you noticed? When you're in your human form, all the movements you make are exceptionally confident and graceful, especially your gaze, the charm of a woman. None of that can be faked. Deep down, you've always wanted to have a perfect appearance too. She's blushing there, but she's coming angrily to hit him. But he holds her hand. Calm down, let me speak. I heard you saying that you use this scary appearance to attract prey, don't you? However, in this dark world, humans are scarce. I must be one of the few who fell in love with this stunning human beauty of yours. It becomes clear that both of your forms attract me greatly, but let's not talk about that. If in a world with so few humans you assumed this form, it means it was not for the purpose of attracting prey, but rather a search within for beauty. The monster is speechless, and the crisis goes down to 41. Madam, even though you are an evil spirit, I believe that your search for beauty is not something wrong. You call yourself an evil person, but to me, in my eyes, you are beautiful. Not just in appearance, but you also radiate femininity from the inside out, a wonderful charm that is more human than I am. The crisis is already at 20. But you got carried away, didn't you? Look at the little girl. That's why the spirit that came out of you is so cute and lovely. Doesn't this prove the whole beauty inside of you? The guy lied through his teeth. She was born this way because she is the embodiment of your true soul. Now he's thinking, I just need to capitalize on this. The crisis goes to 0, and her affection for our guy increases by 10. The liar strikes again. Do you think a mere human like me has the power to transform an evil creature into such a beautiful child? Of course not. I've already gained a bunch of experience from sweet-talking. She asked, all blushing. Boom, he sends the child. Take advantage, madam. This child is the most precious gift sent to you from the heavens. A beautiful little girl like this, who in this world wouldn't like her? The devilish one comes closer, but somewhat lost. Lynn asks, So what do you think, huh? She replies, Maybe it makes some sense. With that mission completed, you survived for half an hour and earned a bunch of experience, coins, items, and 1% attraction from any woman. Even through in the K-pop face there, picks up the child saying, Forget that obsession in your heart and embrace your little girl. She's already all cute, and now just looks like an alternative girl with tattoos all over her body. Lynn says, Stop waiting and come on already. He gives her the child that goes for a little lick. She's like, This is the feeling. I never imagined what it was like to be a mother. This is affection and joy. I don't want to have these sensations, so why do I like them? Our guy says, How about that, huh? Like the genuine feeling of happiness and sweetness? She says, She's not used to it. But he says, It's all right. For a first mother, these uncertainties are normal. It's like the first intimate time. It's always with a feeling of strangeness. She's already shaking her head there. What are you talking about, you smooth-talking demon? Do you think your words change the fact? I know you've changed my child. Under your care, I'm your neighbor, so I'm just going to wait for the time when I'm interested in you, and I'll come to eat you at night. The little daughter gives her another lick, and she's leaving. Just you wait. Okay, I'll be back. But Lynn tells her to be careful and to come back any time. Phew, he sits down in the chair, relieved. It's clear that I need to improve my combat skills. If I get into a situation like this again, I won't be so lucky, especially now, considering that she might come after me at night. I need to get stronger. Well, at least tonight the professor will be back, and then I'll be safe. Speaking of which, the system gave me something special, didn't it? Infectious aura, passive ability. When trying to persuade someone, it greatly increases the chance and reduces the target's malice towards you. He activate truncated 13247 characters. It seems we're back to square one. However, mine is brighter than yours. He forces his head, raising it to 300 lumens. Oh yeah? Then check this out. I just increased the frequency of mine. It's shining brighter than yours. The skull guy is getting up to 400 lumens. Mine shines brighter. The two start a contest of who shines brighter. Suddenly, take this sword strike. Enough with the jokes. The skull guy asks, Why did you go bald like me? You're copying me. You must die. Then the fight begins. An open exchange back and forth. While our little boy in the shop earned an achievement as a potion seller, in addition to reaching level 6 and unlocking the vision function, he's confused. Vision? What does that do? The system explains that it's an illusory domain, a mirror of things that have existed for thousands of years in this dark world. He can communicate with other creatures using this vision. Lin thinks, it seems similar to the idea of being in a field of consciousness. The system then says that each time he enters, it will cost 500 skull coins. Wow, that's expensive. But what can you do? I made so much today, so let's take a look. Clicks on the little eye there and is transported, appearing in the middle of a green nothingness. He asks, is this the so-called vision system? The system explains, yes, and that there is the 11th abyss of the world. This is vision zone number 900, and in this zone, the Supreme Being prohibits any kind of conflict. Our guy looks at the big eye there and thinks, is that the so-called Supreme God who observes everything? At that moment, he asked the system, do you have anything to do with this so-called Supreme God? Because I feel something familiar when I see you. The system says, no relation at all, and gives him 1,000 coins. Peculiar, the system forms a rune on his arm and says he can check the information, but be careful so that no creature there discovers his true location. He then transfers 1,000 gold coins from his profile to his profile within this world, and in this place, everyone has an attribute window. His panel shows Lin, human race from another world, with no identity, with 1,000 coins and a medium danger ranking. Around him there seem to be only some ghosts. At that moment he receives a message, blood, and that message warns that a battle is happening in Ghost Alley, a hunter versus a black knight. Whoever wants to watch has to pay 20 coins. He asks, how does this work? Can you really get information like this? He pays the 20 coins, gets transported. Wow, am I in Ghost Alley? The visuals are so immersive, but really, I'm hearing the sound of a fight happening. He looked around and went to see who was fighting. Is it the hunter and the black knight? They're fighting again. A message alerts that it's the black knight, rank 171, against the hunter, ranked 143. In the chat, everyone is talking about the fight. Some guy wrote, damn, I want to see the hits, but I just keep looking at those bald heads. Lin is confused. What's this? Why does it feel like I'm watching a live stream on YouTube? I didn't imagine this dark world was so modern. Well, if I can expand my business in this vision world, that would be good. Just imagine providing medicines, assistance, everything would be more convenient. But if I can get in here, surely the boss can too. Why doesn't he use this to do marketing for the store? He then takes a look at the conversations and sees there's a regional chat. He's like, wow, man, it's just like an online game. In this chat, someone's saying, be careful with that doctor's shop. When I went there, he was on top of someone with a chainsaw, taking everything apart. The doll also wrote something there. Yes, he's very strange, that human doctor. I went there, and he stuck his hand down my throat just to pull out a doll's arm, and still hurts. Lin's confused. Why is everyone speaking badly about our good shop? Oh no, I'll have to talk to them. My business will suffer if it goes on like this. At that moment, he saw the bloodthirsty hot ghost profile and clicked on it. It looked like he had accessed her Instagram. And in a post, a burn ghost said, yesterday, when I went to the shop, he was doing something strange with your daughter. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't normal. Lin knew that he was screwed. Now she knows everything. He quickly clicks to get out of there and goes back to the shop. Wow, I have to hurry and close this door before she gets here. But just as he was about to close, the female hand stopped him. She enters asking, hello, child. Closing the shop so early today? Are you afraid someone will enter? Lin thinks, now I'm screwed. She's here. He replied, it's just that I'm not feeling well, so I wanted to rest a bit. Favorability just dropped. She places her hand on his shoulder. Ah, is that so? What a shame. I just wanted to express my gratitude for taking care of my daughter. The crisis went to 79. Lynn says, "No need, really? It's something I'd do for anyone." "Thank you." Already reaching for the Chicago Kid's toy in his pocket, she suddenly appears in front of him. "Why won't you accept my sincere expression of gratitude?" Once again, the mission to survive begins, and the crisis is already at 85. She's up close, 94, and nothing happened. Someone suddenly enters the shop. "Young boy, are you closing?" When she looks back, it's the butcher old lady. Lynn says, "I'm feeling a bit unwell, so I wanted to rest." "How is your day, Grandma?" The butcher lady says, "I'm old. Not many people care for my stories. But what you gave me today is something very interesting." Lynn replied, "Don't worry, I have something new here for you." Then he picked up the hunter's and the skeleton's hair. "Look, all that I've gathered." The old lady questioned, "When I was coming here, I saw the two bald guys fighting." "Did you shave their heads?" Lynn responded, "Yes, both of them are good customers." The old lady is amazed. "I didn't expect someone so peculiar to appear in our ghost alley." "Everyone here seems to be related to you, young man." "It's very inspiring." Lynn says, "It is his great pleasure to help everyone. If she wants, she can come in and rest." The old lady thanks him as she enters. Lynn thinks, "I was lucky that the old lady showed up. Otherwise, this woman might have killed me." Moreover, he completed the mission to escape the woman's malice and received a curse diagnosis. The old lady then asks Lynn who this woman is. He says, "She's a client and neighbor who just arrived, a very friendly and beautiful girl." The Blood Witch tells him, "Since you have another person here, I won't bother you. I'm going to cook something really delicious tonight, and I want you to come to my house. It's number 45. You won't refuse." Showing him what he likes the most, his sanity takes the usual dive, and he receives two possible missions, one to refuse and one to accept, both of which he has to survive. See you next time. Phew, finally she's gone. "Don't come back, woman." The old lady tells him to be more careful not to provoke spirits like her, or they'll torment him forever. Lynn thanks the old lady. "If it weren't for you, I'd have been dragged off right." She says he deserves it to be protected. Without him here, Ghost Alley would no longer exist. But Grandma will only help you this time. What happens from here on out isn't her concern. And off she went. Looking at the clock, Lynn knows that he was lucky this time. He just wishes the boss would arrive soon to save his life. However, time is passing and the boss isn't coming. He's pacing back and forth, unsure what to do. "I could try staying in the shop and survive the day, but if I'm not as lucky as yesterday, I'll be eaten by monsters. I could go as a guest to the red dress woman's house, but that seems like an even worse disaster. No, I have to calm down. You know what? Let's go to the vision world to get some information." As soon as he looks at the chat conversation, the witch is talking to the burn ghost. He asked, "Majesty, did you kill that human child?" She said she almost did, but the butcher arrived and saved him. "But it's okay. She invited him to dinner today. If he comes, she has a little show prepared, and if he doesn't come, even better." Our guy leaves the vision, scared. "What am I going to do? If she says it's going to be even worse if I stay, I have to take the initiative and go there." "It's just dinner, right? What could possibly go wrong?" He opens the door and departs. Our guy arms himself, but a step out of the shop and the curses are all staring at him. Starts putting more status into vitality to increase his chances to come back alive, and heads toward the friend's house. Arriving there, he enters saying, "Miss, your visitor is here." But there's absolute silence. A bunch of bodies were hanging there, all well and alive, right? But our guy is a psychopath. Instead of being scared, he goes to poke them. "Ah, these aren't as pretty as me." Poor guys. He continues walking through the house until he finds the dinner table. But where's the witch? He wanders about while we see that he's being watched through some kind of mirror. The witch says, "Everyone, the doctor has arrived. It's time for him to meet us on the dark YouTube chat." The blood doll is saying that it's not good to kill Lin. After all, if Bloodsaw comes back, he'll seek revenge. However, the burned ghost says he has to pay for everything he's been doing in Ghost Alley. A skeleton asks if she's going to kill him. The queen says it would be too easy to kill him like that. Before he dies, she wants to see terror on his face, to return 100-fold everything he did to her daughter. She snaps her fingers and orders the creatures in her house. Let's just see how he's going to die. While Lin is there, already sleepy, waiting for the girl. At that moment, a bunch of chains descends next to him with all the bodies. Lin asked to himself, "The creatures are moving. What a crazy hallucination. Surely a bunch of walking bodies didn't just fall here, right?" When he looks to the side again, they're all coming. Oh crap, it's not an illusion. He stands up, closes his eyes. When he opens them, they are closer. Calm down, so they move if I don't look at them. Darn, but what am I going to do? They're already getting close and I can't even blink. Well, he stays there for a while. When he blinks, the creature is already in his face, and he is in shock. While the viewers are impressed, it had to be the great Blood Queen, only she knows how to create terror like this. He must be about to pee himself because he knows now when he blinks, the creature will bite his neck. The queen tells everyone to relax, 'cause this is just the appetizer, the fun is yet to start. But when she looks, our guy is examining the creature's mouth. The live audience is confused with what he's doing. But Lin is there, just doing his job. The doll says, "What did he take out of the mouth?" "Man, I think it was a gold tooth." That thing's worth a lot in the human world. Yeah, so he's not scared if he's picking up the item? The queen joins the live and says, "No, impossible." He's just pretending to be calm. But our guy is pretending to be calm. He knows he can't blink. While everyone's thinking, "I got it, he's planning something to escape." But our guy is like, "These monies seem very strong." Then he pulls out his work tools, and everyone's clueless about what he's going to do. He went with the blade and stabbed right into, "What's this, man?" The Blood Queen felt that pain in her own dark hole, while Lin is fixing everyone the same way. "Man, what's this?" The burn mummy is like, "Is he really doing this? Seriously?" He goes behind another one there. "Take that too." The chat's like, "Something strange with this guy, because it seems like he got more excited after the mummies appeared." Our guy is now staring down the eyes. "So, who's next?" The queen's getting mad. She's going to lift this curse and orders everyone to attack him. Another comes to bite him, man, but now our guy is confident. One goes down, then another. He's cutting everyone up. The worst part is that he's always making the same cut right there. The queen's now screwed. She's getting embarrassed live. Everyone's like, "Damn, this guy is incredible, isn't he?" Apparently, he's not afraid at all. They see Lin heading for the door. Whoa, is he trying to escape? But he was so aggressive, Liv. Now he's scared. No, wait, what's that sound? Wait, I've heard that sound somewhere before. Our guy is running like a maniac. It's time to meet the baby, pulling out the electric saw, finishing all the poor mummies. The only thing is that our guy's sanity is going down the drain with these actions. The chat's all kind of confused, and the ghost says, "The queen will have to use some more cruel methods." This guy is worse than his boss. Lin gets the notification that the blood doll is at maximum fear of him, and his popularity is just increasing. He finds it odd. What's happening? So many names I know, but none of them are here. How strange. Then he pulls something from his coat, puts it in the cup, and drinks calmly. This wine here is really good. The doll's telling the queen that it's better to release this human, but the queen says it was just the beginning. Now she's going to show something much more merciless. She pulls a lever, and Lin feels something. When he looks back, there's a painting staring at him. He finds it odd. Why is there a human painting in this place? He approaches, and the eye starts moving. He gets a shock when someone places a hand on his shoulder. He turns around and, wow, what's this? She's ugly. But Lin is very calm. He doesn't care about anything anymore. In the conversation, everyone says, if they had gone through that, they would have peed themselves. The queen's there. So scared you can't even move, right? Go on, start screaming and begging for forgiveness. I want to see your face begging. But Lin says, hi, cutie. How are you? Everyone in the chat is shocked. What's happening? He pulls her close, saying, I know she called you here just to be part of this horror show, but don't worry about that. Just come sit here with me and have a good meal. But she comes behind to cast a curse on him, man. When Lin realizes that, he gives her a slap in the face. The people in the chat are all puzzled, while Lin is warming up his arm. The poor girl's head flies away. He goes to the floor, picks up her head, looks at it affectionately. Don't scare people like that. How about you be a quiet little girl? She's scared. She's a curse, a ghost. Why can he touch her? Lin says, he's a pharmacist and a doctor. He deals with evil spirits all the time, and so he's always under the effect of a potion that allows him to touch spirits. Otherwise, how would he operate on people, right? The ghost is like, okay, cool then. But he comes closer and says, it's a pleasure meeting you. My name is Lin. Can I get to know you better? The burned ghost in the chat says, there's some wrong development happening. Am I the only one noticing something strange going on there? While the blood witch, damn, I had forgotten this guy was like this. The more terrifying, the more he likes. The ghost is freaking out. Impossible! How can he stand my scary face? Yelling, she even opens her head there to show him her gray matter. Now he's going to be scared for sure. Lin stares at it. Interesting, but he's already falling even more in love. I really liked it. She ran away. Get away from me. While Lin says, no, why? Don't you come back? He catches her before she enters the wall. He says, I know you're trying to scare me, but you're not very good at it. Come here, and I'll teach you the true terror. Geez, what's he going to do? She turns and asks the same thing. Lin explains, didn't you hear? And I'm going to teach you how to really scare people. He took her hand and placed it on his chest. Can you feel it pulsing and the blood flowing? What you're holding is my heart. The ghosts are all wide-eyed, but Lin's sanity is also going down. He gets close to her face. You have to learn to slowly feed the fear into people's hearts. The target has to feel this sensation of tightness. Then, looking into the eyes, you have to slowly let the person tear out the heart until the heart appears in front of them. She's staring at it in panic, without words. The queen is also in shock. Then Lin says, and at this moment all you have to do is... The poor ghost stands still. Boom, gives her a scare. Everyone in the valley starts losing sanity and going crazy, and in the house, the ghost lets out a scream. Everyone no longer wants to watch, turns it off. This is getting scary. Queen, stop it. Then Lin says, I was just playing with you. This here is just the heart of a faceless demon, not mine. But what did you think? Ah, you enjoyed it, didn't you? However, this lesson I think was perfect. You learned how to use visuals, sound effects, and even the most important part, which is to surprise someone. Learned everything, just looking at her while she's done for. The poor thing is crying. Don't come any closer. Get away from me. Man, our boy receives another notification. Now for the blood doll, she is in utter horror. Moreover, he has left the hairless ghost and the burned mummy in terror. Lynn finds it confusing. What's happening? I'm seeing experience from a bunch of weird people. Are they viewing this as a reality show in the vision world? The little doll is pleading, Queen, please turn off this live, like it makes no sense anymore. This guy is not normal. The skull maniac. You said you were going to scare him, but everyone here is scared. It makes no sense. Turn it off. The queen says, darn it, he was supposed to be embarrassed, and I'm the one getting embarrassed. You know what? I'm turning off this live now. I'm going downstairs and kill him. Just wait for the news tomorrow. And slams the table all angry, giving our guy in the mirror a look. While he looks at the photo that's now without the ghost, twirling the corkscrew, saying the same thing. The mummy tells her, you better not hesitate too much. Get there, grab his neck, and kill him. She says they can relax. This time, his head is going to be a decoration in front of her house. She's already pulling out her demon form and turning into a liquid form. Then she slipped through the ceiling and is dripping down below, and appeared saying, I tolerated you for too long, but now I'm going to kill you. The ghost says, Master, he said he was getting impatient, so he went to try and find you. Maybe he just went back out. She thinks, this kid, even the creatures in her house are now avoiding him. She sees him passing by a window and rushes to catch him. When she arrives, our guy is holding the little girl in his arms. She immediately tells him to let go of her daughter, but little bro says, that's not how you treat a visitor. You invited me here for dinner, but I haven't eaten anything yet. Just tried to scare me down there. The queen tells him to stop the small talk. She knows very well what he did to her daughter. He better not try to say the same things he said during the day. Clearly, it was he who changed her appearance and kept pretending that it's a reflection of her kindness and beauty. He needs to be torn apart now. Our guy raises 3 fingers, saying, I don't know what they told you, but I swear I have no intention of deceiving you. But right at that moment, lightning strikes. How crazy, right? I don't know why that lightning struck right at my promise. Does it increase the credibility of my words? She just approaches, and he falls on the bed. Okay, it was me, okay? It was me. But madam, you have to understand that I had no ill intentions. She tells him to stop making up stories, but our guy explains, she was horrible, her head was about to explode. I was afraid that when the pig came back, he wouldn't even recognize his own child. Everything I did was with good intentions. The crisis is already at 97. She's approaching. Our guy raises his arms, saying, I surrender, I surrender. But there were other reasons. I'm telling the truth. She says, explain. He tells her, I was really afraid of dying. Your child was a monstrous baby, and I thought she was going to kill me. The madam says, that excuse is reasonable. After all, she is my daughter. He continues, I wanted to get my hands dirty, to see if I could create something aesthetically pleasing to me. She's like, wait, are you telling me you were squeezing my child as practice? Is that your reason? She grabs his arm. Calm down. It was that, but it's just that I wanted to create a really cute little girl. Just for that, I made this little modification, She's like, enough of this, man, already coming for the attack. Our protagonist says, I have a background. Hold on. She asks, background? What do you mean? As you know, I'm a doctor, okay? I've taken care of a lot of people who have been benefited from me, and they are all my friends. If you kill me, my friends will be really angry, you see, and then they'll come to avenge you. For example, those two bald guys who are fighting to the death. She asks, are you talking about the demon hunter and the Black Knight? Are they your friends? You think I'm going to believe you? Our guy goes into his pocket and pulls out the two pistols. You don't have to believe me, but you must recognize this, right? She couldn't believe. Wait, those are the hunter's revolvers. He's like, exactly. She asks, why the hunter revolvers he values so much are with you? He explains, it's because he and I are of the same race, and he's very fond of me, so he handed me this weapon for personal defense. He says, if I'm in danger, just fire a shot, and he'll come to help me immediately. As you know, he's on the other side of the alley. One bullet, and he won't take long to be here. Poor guy. He's there sneezing. Then goes into his pocket. Oh, right. There's also this. She once more asks, what's this? This strand of hair? He says, this here is a lucky charm given to me by the Black Knight. She's confused. Is that the knight's hair? Exactly. Today, when I gave him a haircut, he said I might need it and handed it to me. It has a curse on it. She asks, a curse? What curse? Then Lynn explains to her, if anyone tries to attack me, he'll know because the hairs on his chest will stand up. Just think about it. Do you think he would let anyone shave off all his hair? But I did, and nothing happened. Doesn't that already prove my relationship with him? The poor guy is coughing there too. The demon is thinking, darn it, I've fought both of them, and both were very tough. I'm sure anyone who would shave their heads wouldn't be alive now. It's explained why this weak human is alive in this place, so he really has connections. She tried to scare me, but thankfully I was smarter. But she suddenly changes. You're trying to deceive me again, aren't you? The hunter and the Black Knight have been enemies for hundreds of years. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, so there's no way they both could be your friends. Thought I wouldn't figure out your charade. He lets out a little laugh. You don't know, do you? She's like, what? They seem like mortal enemies, but in reality, they're lovers. They love and kill each other. What the heck is this? Both even felt something there. Stop the fight. Curse Knight, I've been sneezing nonstop. What trick are you using? The Knight. It's you who must be cursing me in your mind. While our guy is getting all smug in his chair. I only mentioned those two, but you don't even know about my teacher, right? The real bloodsaw. Do you know how many people he's cut through? As his only apprentice, do you have any idea what will happen if you kill me? Not to mention the butcher is also my friend and is very fond of me. She treats me like her own grandchild. Imagine if I die. I think she wouldn't like that. Our guy is just becoming more eloquent. Poor Queen is thinking, what a mess. I just want to behead him, but all these people are not easy to deal with. Lynn thinks, it's time for the final blow. Pulls out a pebble. Do you know what this is? She. What's that? This is a fragment from the tooth of an abyssal creature. She's like, wait, are those the giant mouths that cleaned the streets yesterday? I barely escaped and made it here, an existence even king-level creatures would flee from. And this boy here got something from its tooth? You know how many people died in the alleys nearby? Why do you think the Valley of Wandering Souls was the only one spared? She's like, why? Why? He explains, it's obvious, because the head hunter is my friend. Then he told a story. A long time ago, a powerful monarch appeared in this dark world. Under his leadership, they conquered empires, and he amassed an army of millions of warriors. However, the arrogant monarch offended a root-level creature and tried to make it surrender. As a result, that monster killed all creatures in a single day. Only the bones of that once glorious realm remained. When the crown of that lord fell to the ground, another rule was created in this dark world: never offend one of the headhunters. Now the witch is scared. Impossible. He's friends with that creature? I might survive the others, but if it's a headhunter, there's no way. They have various methods to find me and obliterate me before I can escape. He stands up. Madam, I'm quite weak, but my interpersonal relationships are strong. However, there's no reason for you to be mad at me. After all, we're neighbors. As neighbors, we should look out for each other, help each other, and even keep each other warm. What do you think? What's this, buddy? You're such a mature big sister. She looks there. He goes again, that darn smile. She laughs. She wants to attack, but holds back. Then she returns to her human form. All right then, we can get along again in the future. I'll put up with this for a while, and then I'll kill you, boy. Lin says, Phew, thankfully the words I told you this morning weren't completely false, you know. Although the talk of your kindness was nonsense, you really have some qualities that other spirits don't possess. She's there charmingly, wanting to know what those qualities are. There he goes again, trying to deceive me. Silly. Our guy approaches. Ah, your beauty and your care. I can see it. This room here is all tidy, isn't it? Your entire house is a mess, but look how cute you've made everything here. She shakes her head. No, I just did this casually. But Lin says, I can see it. The chairs, the tables, everything here has a refreshing feel to it. It's not something an evil spirit could do, especially this beautiful flower. It's impossible for a non-toxic flower to survive in this dark world. She blushes all over. It's nothing like that. You're just saying this to get me to like this video to help Mom. That's about it, my brothers. Subscribe and ring that bell, because this series has 300 chapters in Chinese, and I will bring it all to you, my fellow friendos. See why?